And I've tried to write a Piobaireachd ground based on O Mio Babbino Caro. And it sounds quite unlike the original. And it's meant to sound like a piece of Piobaireachd. It goes like this. So that's the first line of the Piobaireachd. Equivalently, it would end at the... What words is it? Ponte Vecchio buttarmi in Arno. That line. Where she says, I go to the old bridge and I throw myself in the Arno River. If it hadn't been for my, she says, like, if it hadn't been for my love, I would go to the, according to an Italian piper, Gianluca Zambarelli, his translation was, no, it's not Gianluca Zambarelli, it's Cecilia Brady, who I really dearly miss. I would go to the old bridge and throw myself in the Arno River had it not been for my love. That's basically that equivalent line. I haven't quite thought of the second line yet, which would start out with the, Strugo Tormento line. But obviously, at the Babbo Pietà line, it would be quite familiar. It would be quite familiar, because it's basically a repeat of the first two measures, melodically, the first two measures, I think, first two lines of that piece, and then it melodically ends with the same line as, buttarmi in Arno. Except some opera singers, particularly Laura Breton, on the last Pietà, they jump upwards. So, I'm pretty sure if you've heard Laura Breton, you've heard she kind of ends that way, kind of famous way. I've never heard other sopranos that end that way, but nevertheless, each one has their own way of doing it, I mean, that's what sets people's vibratos apart from each other's, Denise Lee is different than Cecilia Brady, and that's different from Cecilia Bartoli, and that's different from Kate Reynolds, that's different from Shauna Doyle, that's different from Abby Becker, that's different from, yeah. They're really, although they are different for the better compared to Brianna Domro, old Bella Silverman period, Sarah Brightman in her later years, Denise Lee right now, Brianna, I think I mentioned Brianna Domro. But yeah, I mean, like, I feel like, okay, it's just, I just don't know what to make of it. I mean, I'm trying to make people aware of this, but I know it won't go really far. I mean, as far as I know, there's only one opera singer that's subscribed to me on my YouTube channel, so it's just like, so I think what I'll do is I'll put my chanter away. I think I'm done with it. Oh, first let me blow out the moisture. Yeah, I think I'm done with it. I could wear these microphones all day and I could create an album with it. That's what one guy did in Italy. He was at all these Italian festivals, and he literally recorded everything with a pair of in-ear microphones and made an album out of it. I guess that's what I should do. And make money off of it, or like make a side income off of it. Most likely a side income off of it, because there's more important things than that. I mean, I'm thinking, ultimately, one thing I'm thinking about doing is analyzing websites for the accessibility, because being blind, I have to make sure everything is accessible to people with different disabilities. Because this is required by law, but even though it's the law, a lot of people are not aware of this. So, and I could potentially be working for the government, but the only reason why I would not enjoy that is because they're so far away. I'd hate to live far away from home. Like, I just don't like living far away from home. But then again, it could all be done online based, so I wouldn't have to go to this really far away office and like where it's so crowded. It's like, well, where am I? So, yeah. I really don't know what else to do. At least this mold line is easier to feel. With the right ear hook, at least the mold line is a lot easier to feel. When I say mold line, like where the two pieces meet. So, yeah. Gosh, I don't know what I could do. Goodness gracious. Like I said, I cannot use my dagger pipe because there's a little hole in the 9-volt battery connector, and that chipped. But we're gonna order. My friend is ordering a new one, so we could like take it to the IT department to have them put a new one on. It won't be that problematic, but I sure hope it will work. And if it does work, that'll be so cool that I might wonder whether Denise Lee's vibrato is gonna come back up to amazing again, because the exact same day Denise Lee sent me that recording was when I heard her vibrato kind of honestly crash. So yeah. Maybe I should record myself going to breakfast and dinner tomorrow at the cafeteria and make a sound effect album out of that. Yeah! So, yeah. I don't know what else to say. If I had a girlfriend, I'd have her sing opera, but I don't have a date yet. But people would go like, but hey, you're 23 years old, how can you not have a date? I don't have a date. I wish I did, but I don't have a date. Probably because there are no good opera singers. I mean, no good young hot opera singers, except in Romania. I mean, like, Laura Baton is like... If Laura Baton were like 18 years old and like American, like totally American, I would date her because of her amazing vibrato. But because she's in Romania, having to go to Romania all the way to a really far away country just to find one girl, I ain't gonna take that chance. So, I am trying to get my friend Haley Page to develop a good vibrato. Haley Page has known me since preschool, oddly enough. And she's a vocal performance major, but she's like, I have no vibrato whatsoever. Is there any way I can improve my voice? I'm like, here, why don't you listen to Denise Lee? Keep in mind, this was way before I discovered how Denise Lee's vibrato kind of just crashed. So I'm like, hey, Haley, here's Denise Lee, and like, here's her profile. And so, it's like, oh my gosh, Michael, she does have the best voice in the world. But it's like, if Denise, is too busy with you, you could always try Haley Marie Harder or Marina Barlow. And so, it's like, yeah. And Haley Page, who I call Little Haley, is about to contact Haley Morena Barlow, or Big Haley, to try to get some voice lessons, because Big Haley, along with Denise at one point, one of the very few opera singers, or singers in general, that have a really unique volume vibrato that touches up their singing voice, which is just like, oh my god. Oh my goodness. So, Big Haley, she's got this really unique volume vibrato. And so did Denise Lee at one point. But Haley also knows that, a volume vibrato is going to touch up the pitch vibrato. So, I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do for the rest of the weekend. Record anything I can with these and make a sound effects album out of them. Yeah, that's what Stephen Feld did at Italian festivals. He recorded all that he could, and he made a sound effects album out of it. And I think that's really amazing. And of course, all the remastering that I would do with Audacity and stuff like that. So, I don't know what else I could say. Yeah, I'll just probably record this fan running for the rest of the day. I'm getting a little dizzy. I like being dizzy, though. It's almost how I felt when I heard Denise Lee's 2003 voice. And Laura Breton's, too. So, yeah, I guess that's it. I don't know what else to make of anything.